What's up everybody, it's Skin by Cam and we are back with another video. Super excited for today's video because we are talking about probably my most asked about topic, which is hyperpigmentation, you all. We are going to go over my 5 tips to help you manage and improve your hyperpigmentation. So without further ado, let's get into today's video. Now before we continue, make sure you are subscribed to the channel, hit that button down below, like this video, and leave a comment. Let's keep the conversation going. We want to talk about it. And as always, if you have any questions at all, please drop those down in the comments below. All right, y'all, so as I mentioned, hyperpigmentation is probably my most #1 asked about topic and skin concern that comes to my office. So when people are hitting me up either on Instagram, TikTok, or just directly via my website, hyperpigmentation has got to be one of the top things that people ask me about. So I figured let's get into this a little bit deeper so we can really talk about it, really touch on my 5 top tips to help you manage your hyperpigmentation and see improvements as well. Hyperpigmentation is a very complex skin condition, especially for people of color. So what I want you guys to do with this is take some notes, take everything that you hear today and make sure you try to apply all of it. Trust, not just one part of what we're going to touch on today is going to help correct your hyperpigmentation. Hyperpigmentation takes consistency, it takes a variety of different products, and it does take time. So keep those things in mind as we go over today's tips. And again, as always, have any questions, drop those down below, okay? Let's keep this conversation going. If you have questions, let me know. I want to be able to help you, support you through this journey. And without further ado, let's go ahead and get into these topics. I think for starters though, we're going to kind of touch on what causes hyperpigmentation and what hyperpigmentation is. So as far as the cause of hyperpigmentation typically is going to be caused by some form of inflammation in the skin. That could be acne, that could be some type of a scratch, a burn, a scrape, irritation of any sort. That's inflammation in the skin, and inflammation in the skin, especially again for people of color, typically leads to hyperpigmentation. You may have heard of something called PIH, which is post-inflammatory hyperpigmentation. So after some form of inflammation, then you get this hyperpigmentation in the skin. And the hyperpigmentation, what kind of develops hyperpigmentation or where the pigment comes from is what's called the melanocyte. The melanocytes in the skin is truly what kind of holds the pigment and releases the pigment too. So if the melanocytes are agitated or reactive in some kind of a way, that's when you're going to notice more pigmentation or that hyperpigmentation in the skin. Hyperpigmentation basically is just an overproduction of that melanin or that pigment that you see, and that's what what you'll start to notice after your breakout. So you ever notice if you pick, that's why we tell y'all do not pick at your pimples or your acne, because that, especially again for people of color, can lead to additional hyperpigmentation. The acne or the breakout is already a form of hyperpigmentation, but then when you add additional pressure, friction, or anything like that to that lesion, you're basically going to help, you're triggering those melanocytes and overproducing that melanin in the skin in that area. So that's why, again, we really recommend not picking your pimples, leave them alone, try to topically treat them, or come in office where we can do proper extractions on the skin. Now let's touch on where hyperpigmentation can come from and where it kind of stems from. There are so many reasons. As we kind of already touched on, acne or some type of inflammation to the skin can trigger hyperpigmentation, but sometimes it's also something underlying. And this is another reason why I always recommend my clients seek a dermatologist or talk to their primary care, because it could be something health related too. If it is something health related, be it a medication that you're on, hormones, or something like that, we want to make sure that when you come in office that we're treating it the appropriate way. Melasma is another form of hyperpigmentation, and melasma can get tricky too because it can be triggered by a variety of different things in people's skin. It could be heat, it could be stress, it could be hormones. So all of those things play a factor. So it's really important that we understand where your hyperpigmentation is stemming from. That way we're choosing the right treatment route to be able to treat this and improve it. So for like example, for melasma, we wouldn't necessarily want to go in with a treatment with a super strong acid, because that could then inflame the skin even more and trigger further hyperpigmentation or that melasma to spread or get worse. So again, that's why it's really important that we understand where the true cause of the hyperpigmentation is for you, because that will help determine us when you're coming in office what treatment route we go. We might do chemical peels, we might do different forms of exfoliation, we might need to do microneedling, or we might need to stick with something more topical that way we're not irritating or agitating those melanocytes and triggering more hyperpigmentation. So without further ado, now we can get into the tips for today, okay? All right, when dealing with any form of hyperpigmentation, the number one tip is, and if y'all follow me, you would know this already because I've also touched on this in pretty much all, I think, yes, pretty much all of my favorites and empties, we touch on this, and that is your SPF. It doesn't matter what amazing treatment, amazing serum that you incorporate that's going to help target hyperpigmentation. I'll touch on a few today, just briefly here and there, but there is no product that you are going to be able to use in your routine that is going to help improve hyperpigmentation if you are not wearing your sunscreen. And yes, for my melanated folks, for my people of color, my brown skin babies out there, yes, we need to be wearing sunscreen every single day. Do not treat sunscreen as an optional. Do not treat sunscreen as a thing that you only wear when you're on the beach or on vacation. It should be an everyday skincare product that is in your routine. The sun is out, God willing, every single day, so you want to make sure you are wearing your sunscreen every single day. Like I said, when you're using these different products that we'll touch on a little later to help treat your hyperpigmentation, if you're not protecting your skin after that, you can basically you can either do one of two things, and sometimes you might do both. One is either that hyperpigmentation is going to come right back, or you could potentially be making it worse. So let's just say you're incorporating some different active ingredients to help improve your hyperpigmentation. If you don't know, a lot of those ingredients can actually make your skin more photosensitive. And that basically means that your skin is basically more sensitive to the sunlight, especially. So when you're outside, it is imperative that you are wearing your sunscreen to make sure that you are helping to improve your hyperpigmentation and not actually making it worse. So that's for starters. Make sure you find an SPF that works for you. It doesn't matter if it's a mineral-based or a chemical-based sunscreen. Just simply find one that you're able to use every single day that your skin likes and that you like the feel, the texture, the way it looks on the skin. Make sure you wear it every single day, and that also goes for the body, not just the face, but also the body. Another pro tip when you're using and wearing your sunscreen, if you're going to be outside, if you're going to the pool, swimming, sweating, anything like that, make sure that you also are reapplying your sunscreen. They have so many different ways that you can reapply your sunscreen now, which is amazing. But you always want to make sure that you have that good base layer on first, and then throughout the day you want to help maintain that level of SPF protection with your reapplication. They've got sprays, they've got powders, they've got the sticks that you can now apply. So make sure you find one, like I said, that works for your skin type and that you really enjoy, so you can wear it every single day. All right, so tip number 2. We kind of already touched on this when we were talking about sunscreen, but anytime you're incorporating any kind of active ingredients into your skincare routine, you want to make sure you're wearing that sunscreen, but let's touch on the active that you want to incorporate to help improve that hyperpigmentation. One of the main things that we want to incorporate into your routine when we're focusing on hyperpigmentation is what we call a tyrosinase inhibitor. Tyrosinase are those amino acids that are the building blocks for melanin in the skin. So when we're focusing on hyperpigmentation, we want to help reduce or suppress that as much as possible. That way that pigment isn't coming right back. Some common forms of tyrosinase inhibitors are going to be like licorice root, lactic acid, you have azelaic acid, kojic acid, and also those retinoids. So that could be a retinol, retinaldehyde, or retin A or tretinoin. Those are all going to be tyrosinase inhibitors, which are going to help reduce and suppress the amount of melanin that is released into the skin. So anytime you're looking to help and improve hyperpigmentation, those are the ingredients we're looking for. Even vitamin C. While vitamin C alone cannot help treat or reverse hyperpigmentation, it certainly can help improve the appearance of it over time. But that's, again, when incorporated with other ingredients. Now, when we're talking about those tyrosinase inhibitors, an example of one that already has like a blend of everything that we're looking for is this one here from Naturium. This here is the multi-bright milky toner. They also have a serum version as well, which I have here. These are going to both have your tyrosinase inhibitors. You've got brightening. This is a brightening toner. You have azelaic acid. You have licorice root. Again, things that we've already touched on. And you also have rice milk too, which is a great way to help brighten the skin. So this one already has like a blend and a complex of all of your, a few different tyrosinase inhibitors. They're gonna help improve hyperpigmentation over time. So this will be something great to look for. And again, those key ingredients that we touched on. So your azelaic acid, your lactic acid, your kojic acid, and don't be afraid by the word acid, you all, okay? Acid, hyaluronic acid is something that is found in our skin, and that just simply hydrates. So don't be afraid of those, but you are looking for it to be higher up on that ingredient list. That way you know the concentration's a little bit higher, and you'll truly see the effects of that product. You also have things like the topical faded serum. They have both an unscented and scented version. I typically would try to tell my folks to go with the unscented option, that way you don't irritate the skin potentially. We also have the one from Hyper. Hyper has an incredible brightening serum as well. So those were a few different examples and recommendations of products that already have a blend of those tyrosinase inhibitors. That way you're able to see improvements in your hyperpigmentation. All right. So now we're going to move into tip number 3, which is probably one of my, all of these are important, y'all, but this one is super, super important. And I promise it is not simply because I'm an esthetician. It is truly because you cannot treat hyperpigmentation alone. This third tip is to seek professional help. Whether it's an esthetician or a dermatologist, I actually recommend you do both because we're able to do different things for the skin. Dermatologists, as I've touched on before, and estheticians, it's kind of like your dentist and then your hygienist. So the dentist is like the dermatologist. They're able to come in and diagnose and prescribe as needed. And then your hygienist or your esthetician, we're the ones that come in and actually work on the skin. We're the ones that are going to do the extractions. We're going to do the chemical peels. We're going to do the different things. But I do highly, highly recommend that you do both. One, as we touched on earlier, we want to know what the true cause of your hyperpigmentation is. If it's something truly just caused by the sun or sun damage, then yeah, we can treat that in different ways. Then we would treat something that's truly caused by an underlying health condition. So that's why it's really, really important that you seek both a dermatologist so we can truly diagnose and understand what the cause of your skin condition is, and then treat it the right way when you come in to see your esthetician. So make sure you're not doing this alone. Seek professional help. There are so many resources out there available to you, whether you go through your insurance or if you're not able to get to office. You guys, I have talked about this before, but Amazon Pharmacy is an incredible resource for everybody to use. They also offer teledocs, so you can easily just take pictures of what you got going on, and they will help guide you through your proper treatment. Real doctors are the ones that review your pictures and all your intake forms, because there is it's a quite extensive questionnaire list that you have to go through, but I appreciate that because it's really helping to narrow down which treatment option is going to be best for you. Also, make sure you are open to having that dialogue with your professional, whether it's your esthetician or your dermatologist. If you come in for a treatment and you have an adverse reaction, don't simply try to just go to a different esthetician. Speak to that existing esthetician or your dermatologist. That way you can have that dialogue. We typically will keep track of the products and treatments that we do for you in office. So if something triggers your skin or is reactive to your skin, let us know. We want to keep track of those things. That way we can alter your follow-up treatment. And if you do ultimately choose to go somewhere else, you also for yourself want to know what was done on you, what was used on you, so you can share that information with your new provider. Even with the dermatologist, when you're going to see your dermatologist, it's very important to have that open dialogue. I've had a few clients that will say that they've started on tretinoin, but oftentimes I've noticed that people get started out on their tretinoin a bit too high of a percentage. And when they do that, they're noticing additional flaking of the skin, dryness or purging. And trust me, I understand. Once you notice that, you just want to stop it. I get it. But what you really want to do is have that open dialogue with your dermatologist or with your provider and let them know, hey, this is what I experienced when I use this product. I'm noticing dryness in my skin. I'm noticing additional breakouts, or I'm noticing irritation in my skin. What they can do is drop that percentage down. That way you're able to see the benefit from it without that irritation. So make sure you are having that open dialogue with your professional. Trust me, it is all going to be worth it in the end. But as I've touched on before, skincare, and even as coming from a dermatologist and when treating you, it kind of is a trial and error. While we do know a certain ingredients that help improve hyperpigmentation or acne or whatever the skin condition may be, everyone responds to these products differently and may require something different as far as percentages. Maybe you need more azelaic and less kojic, or more kojic versus this, or a tretinoin that's at a lower percentage. Or, we can really play around with those things. So be sure to have that open dialogue with your professional. But yes, Seek professional help. ChatGPT is not enough professional help, y'all. Google is not enough professional help. TikTok, especially, is not enough professional help, unless it's coming from a professional on TikTok or one of these platforms. But make sure you guys are seeking professional help from either a dermatologist, a board-certified dermatologist, and a licensed esthetician in your area. Next tip, number 4. This one follows right along with seeing your professional, which is chemical peels. That's another thing that I get questions about all the time. It's about chemical peels, you guys. Chemical peels are super effective for treating a variety of skin concerns, from acne, hyperpigmentation, pro-aging of the skin. It helps with so many things. But one thing to keep in mind when it comes to chemical peels is that one and done is not it. Chemical peels are not a one and done thing. I recently had a client, she came in for her first chemical peel. We did a level 1 peel. With a level 1 peel or a lower peel, you're not typically going to see peeling of the skin, true peeling of the skin. What we're looking for with that level 1 peel is 1, to get your skin acclimated to these new active ingredients, and then 2, to help slowly calm the inflammation in the skin. We don't want to typically jump straight to the strongest level peel, because that could truly trigger more irritation in the skin, and as you know, irritation can lead to more hyperpigmentation. So that's why we like to ease our way into these stronger peels. But peels, you all, typically are going to see your results after 3 to 5 sessions. And I know that can sound like a lot. Trust me, no, we are not simply trying to take your money, but we do want to make sure we are slowly progressing that hyperpigmentation and not jumping to something super aggressive that could potentially revert the skin or cause more additional hyperpigmentation. So keep that in mind. But yes, chemical peels truly can help. We can do a series of lower level peels. We can maybe alter it and stack your treatments. There are so many different ways that we can incorporate chemical peels to see those improvements in the skin. But typically, like I said, you want to start slow and low, because trust me, slow and steady will win the race when it comes to hyperpigmentation, especially for my people of color. You do not want to jump to anything super strong. I know y'all have seen that one guy who did that TCA peel on his skin, and now he's going through so much to help to correct his skin. He's got to go through a dermatologist. There's going to be months, potentially years of taking time to correct his skin. So make sure you are not going for the most aggressive. You do not have to go the most aggressive route to see improvements in the skin. Trust me on this, okay? Trust me. Yo, SDs, we do the things at home. We've tested different products at home on ourselves. So trust and believe, y'all. Going the most extreme route is not always the best route. So keep that in mind. But yes, chemical peels are a great route. Talk to your professional about which route is best for you, and definitely look into chemical peels as you get into the season when you're correcting your hyperpigmentation. Another thing I want to touch on with chemical peels and hyperpigmentation, chemical peels, we typically will reserve them for the fall winter season because there's less exposure to the sun. You're maybe not on vacation, going to the beaches and things like that, but ultimately chemical peels can be done at any time of the year. You just want to make sure you're following the appropriate aftercare, making sure you're of course up to date and keeping up with your sunscreen, and then making sure again that you're cautious of the amount of sun exposure that you are getting. But other than that, you can get chemical peels pretty much any time of the year. All right, y'all. And then my last tip number 5. This is to give it time. Give it time, you all. Most likely your hyperpigmentation did not get there overnight. It's not going to be gone overnight. Especially again for my people of color, that pigment is going to take a little bit longer to get rid of because we already naturally have melanin in our skin. So give it time. Also, take pictures. A lot of times you're so used to looking at your skin in the mirror that you're not going to really notice the improvements. But if you're taking pictures, maybe every other week or so, maybe you do it once a month or whatever it is, that we're able to see your progress. Give it 3 months, give it 6 months, give it 9 months, and at that year, go back and take a look at all the pictures so you can see what your progress was. I guarantee you, you're gonna notice that your skin has slowly improved. But again, if you're just looking at your skin on a day-to-day basis, but you're not taking pictures or tracking your progress, then it's not gonna really look like you're noticing any major changes. And again, we're not looking for it to be a drastic change right away. This is something that is going to take time. Like we said, even for chemical peels, it's going to take between 3 to 5 sessions before you're really noticing the results. So that could be 3 to 5 months before you're seeing those results. So give it time and be consistent. You want to make sure you're consistent with your at-home care, as well as coming in for your treatments, and then most definitely wearing that sunscreen on a regular basis. Okay, I cannot stress that enough. Whether you're, like I said, it doesn't matter if you're coming in for treatments or treating at home, you should be doing both. But if you're not wearing that sunscreen, none of this is going to be effective. So give it time, be consistent, and you will see the results, okay? I hope these 5 tips help. If you have any questions at all, as always, please drop those down below. For anybody that's local to me, if you're not local, we also offer virtual consultations. If you want to schedule something, just go to skinbycam.com. Again, I hope these tips help, and I can't wait to see you guys in the next video. Until then, I'll see you later. Bye.